What's good, yogis? Today I have a shoulder mobility routine for you. So if you have shoulder pain and stiff shoulders, this is the perfect video for you. We will work on mobility, flexibility throughout the entire body, but with a focus on your shoulders. So see whatever exercises you can do. If something is painful, of course, just do a different variation or do easier variation of the exercise that I give you. You can accustom this routine to your needs. As always, everything I show you is just suggestions. This is a fucking difficult word. Suggestions. I got it. You don't need any equipment for this routine. We will go through a couple of vinyasas and different yoga poses. And there's nothing much to say to this practice. Just come onto your mat, enjoy and move and breathe. And without talking anymore, just come onto your mat and enjoy this practice. So today's class will begin at the end of your mat. Come into hero's pose. Sit upright or find another comfortable seated position and arrive on your mat. Close your eyes for a minute. And set up your breathing. In yoga, you want to breathe in through your nose and also exhale through your nose. So get a deep, gentle inhale and a slow, relaxing exhale through the nose. Find a breathing pattern that feels good and that you can keep up throughout the entire class. Try to connect the movements with your breath in this practice, and also connect your mind, your attention to the breath. Breathe deep into the belly. And arrive. Take 2 or 3 more deep breaths here. With the next inhale, open your eyes, reach both arms up over your head, bring the palms together. Exhale, bring both hands in front of your heart. And now we want to bring both hands on top of our shoulders. And we want to do big circles with our elbows. So draw big circles. With the inhale you go up. And with the exhale you go down and back. Inhale forward and up with the elbows. Exhale, go down and back. Inhale and exhale. And now switch directions. Draw your elbows back. Inhale up. Exhale, elbows forward and down. Inhale and exhale. 2 more. Inhale and exhale. Last one. And exhale. Shake out your arms and come into a tabletop position. Bring the hands underneath your shoulders, the knees underneath your hips, and do some circles around your wrists for short and gentle wrist warm up. So you can go any direction, do circles or go back and forward, but put some weight onto your hands and make sure your fingers are spread the entire time, and also grab the mat with your fingers a little bit so the hands stay active the entire time. You also want to do this in every other position where you put your hands on the ground, and also try to push away from the shoulders from the ground. And now we turn the fingers towards our knees. The palms are still on the floor, fingers are still spread, and we do the same. Just move around for a couple of seconds. Warm up the wrists. So this is super important for every yoga session, in my opinion. A lot of us are not used to putting weight onto the hands for an extended period of time, so this is a pretty nice way to get used to it. And now we bring the back of our hands to the ground. Fingers are pointing towards the knees. Fingers are still spread. And here we do the same. Get the shoulders away from the ears and move around. Please be gentle. Don't put too much weight in this position onto your wrists. But at the same time, push away from the ground. Keep your core engaged. And move. Well, you can stay still also, if this feels better for you. Of course, you can do that. And then release, shake out the wrists. Do whatever movement you need right now in your wrists. And then we come into a downward facing dog, the first downward facing dog of the day. So bring your hips up high. You can keep your knees bent, especially if this is the first time doing yoga today. You may feel pretty stiff, but focus on pushing away from the ground, from your shoulders. Wrap your triceps in, so externally rotate in your shoulders and keep your hips up high. And from here you can slowly start to work your heels down towards the floor, but make sure your back stays straight, your shoulders are extended, and you breathe through your nose. Inhale and exhale. Keep your neck relaxed. And if you want to, you can start walking your dog. So bring one heel down towards the floor at a time. Or maybe bring the heels towards the sides and move your hips a little bit. Make this downward facing dog a little bit more dynamic. And come back to the middle. Find stillness in the downward facing dog for a moment. And with the next inhale, reach your right leg up, three-legged dog. And exhale, step your right foot outside of your right hand for lizard lunge. We stay here for a moment, but you can also come onto your fingertips. I really like this. And make sure your chest is facing to the front of the room. And you can move around a little bit here. Bounce your hips or make circles with your hips just to warm up the body a little bit. Get the blood flow going. Relax your shoulders. And of course you can use blocks or just put your hands on your palms on the floor. Move. And from here we come into a revolved side angle, which means you put your left hand on the floor and your right hand reaches up towards the sky. And stay here for a moment. Keep both hands active, spread the fingers in both hands. Push the left heel away from you and keep the chest close to the right leg. The rotation really comes from the spine. You don't want to just pull your arm back. This is a rotation in the spine, as I said. So either you stay here, or maybe you bring your right hand above your head for an extended side angle. Keep breathing. Really turn your chest to the right side. Bring your right shoulder back a little bit more, like you're leaning onto a wall behind you. And exhale, bring the right hand down to the floor. And from here we want to come into a cow-faced seat. So bring your left heel behind your right heel. Again, sorry. Bring your left knee behind your right heel. Now sit down. Try to stack both knees on top of each other. So now the right leg is on top of the left leg. And the goal is, I turn a little bit so you can see a bit better. The goal is to stack both knees on top of each other, which is not really necessary if you can do it, but that's like the goal. I can do it, so don't worry. And please be careful with your knees. You don't want to feel any pain in your knees. So keep your spine upright and keep breathing a little bit. So just find your way into this position and try to lower down both butt cheeks. So if your right butt cheek is in the air, lower down gently and relax your shoulders. And if you want to, you can lean forward a little bit to make the stretch a little bit more intense. And if you are leaning forward, come back up. And with the next inhale, reach both arms up. And exhale, bring both arms down and cross the left arm over the right arm. And now you try to connect both palms, or your right hand grabs your left thumb. And yeah, this is called eagle pose or eagle arms. And you want to pay attention to an upward, to a straight spine. And to make this stretch a little bit more intense, you lift up your elbows a little bit and keep breathing here. Keep the fingers active in both hands. And if this is not possible for you, you can just cross your left arm in front of your body, just like this. So find a variation you like. I stay here. And if you are in the eagle's arms pose too, yeah, straighten your back, keep breathing, and relax. Two more breaths here. And exhale, slowly release. Turn a little bit more. And now you bring your right foot back to the ground. Bring both hands inside of the right foot and come back into a lizard lunge. So you lift up, lizard lunge. Stay here for a moment. And now turn your left heel towards the ground. You face the right side of the mat. Your right hand is on the floor, and then you reach your left arm up. Either you stay here with your left arm Or maybe you can bring your left hand behind your lower back. Just cross your left arm behind your back, and maybe your back of the left hand touches the right hip. So you should feel a nice stretch in the left side, in the left shoulder on the front. But focus on turning the left shoulder back a little bit more. Stay here for 2 more breaths. With the next exhale, release, and then step back into a downward facing dog. And from downward facing dog, we flow through a vinyasa. So roll into a plank position with the next inhale. Engage your core. Push away from the ground. Inhale. Go a little bit forward. Exhale. Bend your arms. Chaturanga. Inhale. Up dog. Exhale. Down dog. Perfect. So this sequence was vinyasa, if you had never heard of it before. Yeah, fun fact. Keep breathing. Maybe move in your downward facing dog. Get used to this position. And with the next inhale, lift up your left leg, 3-legged dog. Exhale, step your left foot outside the left hand. Lizard lunge on this side. You can come up onto your fingertips or stay on your palms, use blocks, whatever. And move around. Make sure your chest is pointing forward, keep your shoulders relaxed. And then find stillness in this position for 1 moment. Ground the right hand, and with the next inhale, reach your left hand up, revolved side angle. Fingertips are active in both hands. Push away with the right heel, straighten your right leg. Keep the chest close towards the left leg and keep breathing. Stay here, or with the next exhale, reach your left hand over your head, turn the left shoulder back a little bit more, and keep the fingertips active in both hands. Exhale, bring the left hand towards the ground. Lizard lunge for another moment. And then bring your right knee behind your left heel. Lower down your hips. Cross the left leg over your right leg. Try to maybe stack both knees on top of each other and stay in this cow face position. Relax your shoulders, straighten your back, and focus on your breathing. Maybe fold forward and maybe lower down your left hip. Stay like this for 1 more breath. With your next inhale, lift up. Inhale, reach both arms up. Exhale, cross the right arm over the left arm for eagle pose. So either you stay here, or if this is too much for you, you can just do this. So cross the right arm in front of your body, or eagle arms, as I said. Keep both hands active. This side is so much tighter than the other side for me. So maybe lift up both elbows, but make sure your spine is straight. Keep your core engaged. Keep breathing. We stay here for 2 more breaths. And slowly release. Shake out your arms. And then bring your left foot to the top left corner of the mat. Bring both hands inside of the left foot. And then step back into a lizard lunge. Breathe here. And from here you want to turn the right heel down to the floor. Ground your left hand. And then reach your right hand up with the inhale. And either you stay here, or maybe you bring your right hand behind your lower back. Bring your right back of the hand to the left hip. Keep breathing, turn the right shoulder back a little bit more. Breathe into your stomach. 2 more breaths here. Slowly release, bring the right hand back to the floor and step back into a downward facing dog. We go through another vinyasa, roll forward into a plank. Push away from the ground, keep the shoulders away from the ears. Inhale, move forward, exhale, lower down. Inhale, up dog, exhale, down dog. And from here, we come into a dolphin pose, or you stay in downward facing dog, whatever. For dolphin, you want to lower down your forearms to the ground. And yeah, keep the hips high. Looks kind of similar to the downward facing dog. So in dolphin pose, you want to push away, keep pushing away from the ground. Keep your hips high, keep your back straight, and push the chest towards the upper thighs. Keep both palms on the floor, but I have to keep my left forearm a little bit turned because I have wrist problems. But other than that, stay here for 2 more breaths. And your legs don't have to be straight. Keep breathing. And then lower down onto the floor and come into a Sphinx pose for a moment. So Sphinx pose, you are with your hips down on the floor, engage your glutes and push the back of your feet into the ground and your palms on the floor. I think I messed up my wrist in jiu-jitsu. I don't know, really hurts right now. But keep breathing. Enjoy this nice back bend, which is also great for the shoulders. And if you want more, come into a seal pose by straightening both arms. And if this is too much for you, of course, stay in Sphinx. Stay here for 2 more breaths. Slowly release. Maybe shake out your hips. And then bring your left arm into a cactus arms position, so 90 degrees in the shoulder, 90 degrees in the elbow. Bring your right hand underneath your right shoulder, and then carefully step your right foot over your left leg. The left leg is still straight, and this is a super intense shoulder stretch. We roll over the left shoulder, and don't push it too hard. This is a really intense position, but this is so nice. And you can lower down your forehead to the ground or the side of your head and just relax here for a couple of moments. Slowly release and switch sides. Cactus arm with the right arm, left hand under the left shoulder, step your left foot over the right leg, really carefully. Slowly release. We do a similar exercise, but now the back of the hand is on the floor. We still keep 90 degrees in the elbow, but the arm is facing now this direction, the left arm, and we step over with the right leg over the left leg. So the internal rotation, which we are in right now in the left shoulder, is usually more accessible, more easy to access for most people. So you can step a little bit more over with the right leg. Most people can, at least. But also be gentle here. One more inhale here. And exhale. Slowly release and switch sides. Internal rotation with the right arm and step over your left leg, over the right leg. Come back to the middle. Shake out your arms, shake out your hips, and then find a comfortable seated position. So maybe hero's pose again. And take a moment to observe what's happening in your body. Observe how your shoulders feel. Observe your breath. What has changed? What has changed in your breath? What has changed in your mind? Stay here for a couple more minutes and meditate. And if you have no clue how to meditate, just check out my playlists on my channel for meditations and breathwork as well. And thank you for joining me in my practice. I hope to see you next time. Namaste.